Today, we're discussing the cost of being a man.
First of all, that's the heaviest title I've ever been in a podcast for. The cost of being a man. I don't know how to describe it, but they're the most thick-skinned people in the world.
Insurance kwanza.
When they hear the word no is simply an opportunity to continue the discussion.
Yeah.
No, but for me, oh my goodness, if you're young enough, my parents are the problem.
Yeah.
The country is the problem. You blame everyone except taking responsibility. And I think there's a real power in saying, you know what? I have some agency in life. I can have an effect. I believe the history of the word black tax, the term black tax, sorry, I don't like it, is from the States actually. And it was a measurement of African American students and Caucasian American students coming out of university.
Opportunities are like the ocean, Tupac. So you need to choose. Are you the guy who goes with the spoon? Are you the guy who goes with the wheelbarrow? Are you the guy who goes with the truck? Or are you smart enough that you'll spend 3-4 years building a pipeline that you no longer have to go to the sea? Hello guys, and welcome to the Just to Kick It is a Blessing podcast. Welcome to the podcast where it's all about time, where we teach, inspire, motivate, and entertain through the art of storytelling. Today, we're discussing the cost of being a man. And without further ado, I will let my guest introduce himself.
First of all, that's the heaviest title I've ever been in a podcast for. The cost of being a man. Yeah. I feel like I should be preaching. I should bring out the Bible here and start preaching. But I will not.
You're wearing the outfit.
Dude. And yeah, my bro told me I look like an evangelist in this thing. But maybe I am. Maybe I'm an evangelist to some extent. In faith and also around finances. Yeah. That's what I am. Maybe that's what I should call myself. So Waithaka Gatumia is my name. Mm-hmm. And I'm an evangelist of Jesus Christ and also of the good news about personal financial management and wealth creation. Yeah. I've been in the industry helping, training, building content for the last 10 years, specifically in the areas of personal financial management and also in entrepreneurship. And right now I'm busy coaching and training in those two areas. And last year, which was probably really a humbling moment, I actually received an award from Abojani, which is one of the financial institutions here in Kenya, as the best financial advisor in Kenya. So I took that as something that really got my attention. It means that your work for a decade in the industry has been recognized, and I think that's really exciting. I'm also building a company, TNL Limited, and we are working to create content that will help small business owners in Africa. And this is going to help, especially in the area of understanding finance in business, because I had a great opportunity to travel across Africa, West Africa, South Africa, around East Africa as well. Mm-hmm. And something that I noticed is that we're on the same continent and we have the same issues. The influence of outsiders on Africa is so heavy. Yeah. And there's a gap in knowledge locally here, which that's the gap that we want to fill. If we can help small business owners better understand money in their business, it's going to it'll build our economy. Mm-hmm. It'll change our lives on this continent. So that's something that I'm passionate about. I'm working on this year. That's the new journey that I'm on. No. But what most people know me is I talk about money. So that's why I'm here.
No. Thank you so much for, gracing the invite.
Thank you.
And also thank you so much for being a keynote speaker in the men's conference that we just had. You really shared some knowledge. And that's why we said we have to have you back here. So something that now the wider audience, can enjoy. Mm-hmm. What caught your interest in that industry?
Wow. caught my interest.
What led you to decide, look, I want to help people understand and know money better?
So I have to give a lot of credit to one of my mentors in the industry, the founder of Centonomy, a lady called Waithaka Gatumia. I think you've had her on the podcast here. So Waithaka is just an inspirational person. I attended the program at Centonomy, and just in listening to her, I could see how the shift in mindset was a shift for me. And one of the things that she talked about was that she said that, what are you doing with your time? Because you have multiple talents, multiple abilities. How many of them are you actually using? And so that stuck with me. And I was working on my own business at that time. And I saw that they had an advertisement and they were saying they're looking for trainers, potential trainers at Centonomy, and they were looking for people to come on board. You would be trained and then be able to help others around their personal finance. So I said, okay, you know what? I heard that story. I'm challenged. I think I have the ability to communicate. I'm pretty good at maths. I think this is something I would enjoy. I loved attending the classes and listening to all the trainers. And I love listening to this industry. I mean, not just locally. I mean, I know all the major players, people like Rena Hicks, amazing speakers who help us to grow. Pius Mushiri as well, you know him as well. And then internationally, you have your Tony Robbins, you have Dave Ramsey. All these are people who have had an impact in my life. And I was like, you know what? I could probably do something like this. You know, I have the ability to communicate. And so I joined. And before I knew it, I was part of the team there, and then it grew from there. So it was a good synergy of ability and opportunity. That's what it was. And then I guess we'll get to it. Also, I took a risk. I took a chance. I didn't know whether this was for me. And it was, at that time, it was a part-time gig that became my life for the last 10 years. But it was taking a chance. And I thank God that he directed me in that way.
You brought in risk.
Yes.
And a lot of people are so scared to take risks. A lot of us, we choose being comfortable. What pushed you to take that risk? And what was that risk you took? And looking back now, how do you feel?
This is the human condition. I believe the term is homeostasis, like where your everything is
cool,
level. Like, no, I don't want change. I want everything to just remain the same. Because change is hard. It means you have to adapt. It means you often have to grow. It means you have to probably endure things that are hard. And so when you say, why don't people like risk? Because that's it. However, there's also, that's the downside. There's the upside of risk. The upside of risk is discovering the promised land. That's what it is. I'm heading out into the world. I don't know what it's going to be. I could go out and fail. Yes, but you know what?
You tried.
You could also, no. You could also go out and succeed. And that's the thing. That's what is worth the risk, is that I could make it. Now, I could have gone and made a fool of myself. I remember it was a complete change because we had a relationship with the company already. I was a supplier in a different industry altogether. I used to do media production at that time. That's what they knew me as. So I would show up. They knew me, like the way you're dressed. I was a guy with jeans, t-shirt, sneakers. I'd show up there because I'm behind the camera. I'm doing other things, production work. I'm doing editing, and I know that world, right? And so when I was going in for this interview, I knew I had to do something different. So I bought I didn't buy. I had a suit. I wore it for the first time to the office that I was going for this interview. And so you see it, I remember the reaction of the team there because they knew me like this.
That guy.
That guy. But now that I was wearing a suit, it jolted. Everybody was like, what? What? You mean Waithaka can wear a suit? Now I'm sure everyone is wondering that because they've seen where you've seen me for the last 10 years, I wear pretty much formal clothing, but that's not what I was. And so in doing that, it gave an edge. But it still was a risk that I could have failed at. But you know what? I could also succeed. And here's the thing. If you keep trying, you will find the thing that you want that will give you success. The problem is that people don't try enough and they don't try long enough. I'm sure if I were, it'll come to me at some point because we're having a live discussion here. I'm sure there are many examples in the world of people who just kept working at an idea and it didn't work for a long period of time. But when it did, it blew up. The one that comes to mind quickly is all of us now in the African continent, which still, it breaks my heart in one way, but I also appreciate that there's employment. I appreciate that there's brand building. I appreciate that there is a growth in the logistics industry in Africa because of the introduction of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
But the story of KFC and the founder of KFC, the guy called Colonel Sanders, I think he has a bigger name than that, but that's who we know him as, is that he started that business after retirement. I believe he was in his 60s when he was starting KFC. And he had tried many other things. Yes. But he just kept trying. And I think that people give up too quickly. Keep trying. Keep working at it. And you'll discover the thing that you'll be good at. Some people discover that thing at age 5. Once they start, or even before that, before they start, their parents just see a gift in them and it's their thing. Others, it takes time to discover. I think the story that really encouraged me in life is the story of Abraham in the Bible. What people don't realize is that Abraham was old by the time God called him into adventure.
That's true.
And he should have been retired. He should have been, it's okay. I'm with my family. I'm with my community. Yeah. Everything is okay. Yeah. But God comes out of nowhere and says, guess what, Abraham, get up and go to a place I will show you. He didn't even tell him where. But he said, I will show you that place. And Abraham got up in faith in his, I believe he's in 80s. Yeah. Hey, those who know the Bible better than me, I'm sure they'll, but he was way past your 60 retirement age. I believe it was in his 80s. Yeah. That is when he got up and went for his adventure. Yeah. And that adventure landed him with children that he was promised, landed him with wealth and growth. And we're still speaking about him. Almost the whole world knows about Abraham. If you're a Muslim, if you're a Christian, Abraham is called one of the fathers.
Yeah, those same religions.
Because he took a risk at age 80. Now, here's the problem.
Yeah.
You'll take a risk and then you fail. Then what? Take another one. You go talk to that young lady. Men, women are waiting for you to go and talk to them. You can only become good at talking to women by talking to them. Now, the first time that you go and talk to a lady,
it won't go well.
It's unlikely to go well. Mm-hmm. But if you keep at it, you learn what are the things, that the markers, the indicators that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Often they're looking for a sense of humor, which shows intelligence. They're looking for empathy, which means that you're paying attention. Yes. You're actually listening to what they're saying. They're looking for, I know chivalry is, people say it's over, but no, they're looking for chivalry. They're looking for, can you carry yourself? Do you care about others? Are you going to hold her in esteem?
Yeah.
And the only way to learn those things is by trying.
Yes. And in trying, you'll fail.
You'll fail. Yeah. But then guess what? Now next time, don't do that. Do something better.
No, and you see, that's what you remember we were talking before the cameras started rolling, and I was telling you, don't worry about it. Let the conversation flow. You see, and something like that you said is something to me. So I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Dude, are you having problems talking to ladies?
No, I'm not having problems.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm having problems. Fear of failure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm having problems with.
That's it.
The problem is not the talking. The problem is the failure.
But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. You cannot succeed if you don't try.
That's true.
So let's link it to the investment discussion, right? Yeah. So people often don't invest because they're like, what if I lose my money? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you may lose your money in the investment, right? But also here's the one thing I can guarantee. Mm-hmm. In investments, we often don't give guarantees, and that often frustrates people. In fact, you go to investment analysts, they'll never tell you, pick this stock or do this. Yeah. They'll say, we think this is a good idea. Yeah. We think that one is a good idea. Yeah. So people don't invest because they fear they're going to lose. But the one thing I can guarantee is that if you don't invest, you will never get a return. It's like holding seeds in your hand. Guess what? Like a farmer has seed.
Yeah.
Now, unless the farmer plants that seed in the ground, it'll never grow.
That's true.
But farmers face risk. They'll put the seed in the ground, pests,
everything,
disease, floods, drought. I mean, every year they face. So should farmers just say, okay, there's too much risk, we'll never plant again. There'll never be food. Farmers do this. They are people of faith. Now, I'm not talking about Christian faith necessarily, although we can talk about that as well. But they have a belief, a faith that something good will happen. And if you put in as much effort as you can into making the conditions as good as possible, then you will get a return. So that's what, when people think about risk, people often think you're just, we have this thought process about risk. We say risk is just, you're throwing caution to the wind. I can just lose my money. No, let's think about risk differently. Risk means there's a possibility of failure. Now, you can reduce that possibility of failure through practice, through listening to experts, through taking advice, and through experience over time. That's the thing. So it's the same discussion about talking to girls. So you go and talk to a young lady. You're taking a risk. Okay? By talking to the first one, now you learn, okay, hey, maybe I should pay more attention, try again. Practice before you go and talk to the person. Learn their name before you go and talk to the person. By doing that, what are you doing? You're gathering data. What is that called? Experience. And the more experienced you are, you find that in that environment, you have a higher potential for a positive outcome.
And it's just like investments, the same as like girls. Because even the other day, one of my friends and I were having this discussion, and we were like, the guy who probably goes on the most dates is the guy who's been probably told the most no's.
Yes.
And that's what even in everything you do, actually, if you want to make 100 parts, you have to try to do 1,000 of them.
That's it.
So it's the harder and the more you try.
It's in the reps. Dude, it's like going to the gym. You go to the gym, you see some of these guys who are huge. And you're like, how will I ever get there? All they did, there's no rocket science to it. All they did is they went and lifted the smallest weight 100 times, and then tried the next weight 100 times, and then tried the next weight 100 times, and did that over and over again. And the result shows over time. And when you talk about why, the original question which you asked is, why are young men not willing to take that risk or to go out into the world or to make that investment, is because they've not put in enough reps. And there's that fear of that rep, that it won't work the way it is. Guess what? It won't work, move on. In fact, you should get a sales expert on this podcast. Because guys in sales, I don't know how to describe it, but they're the most thick-skinned people in the world.
I know. Insurance, kwanza.
When they hear the word no is simply an opportunity to continue the discussion. No, but for me, oh my goodness, you tell me no, it's like my world has ended.
For me, I'm actually very scared of no's. That's a crazy thing I've realized, and I don't know where that fear comes from. I don't know. But even before we get sidetracked, one of the things I brought here was to try and discuss is, what are mistakes us young men are making with money? And even before you get to like 5 key mistakes you think a lot of young men are making with money, what's a mistake you made with money that taught you so much about it?
Number one is starting too late to think about money. I think about, like, I started working when I was in campus, but I just realized everything I was doing was for the present when I was at that time. So it was, how can I'll save up to buy something I like a new outfit, new pair of shoes. And the biggest project that I had in campus was I saved up to buy a motorcycle.
Oh, wow.
Right? So when I got my bike,
Yeah.
like my world changed, man. It was something else.
Yeah.
So there was a muscle I was building, which is delayed gratification, which is you're putting aside money for a specific goal. But my goals, in my opinion, were too short term. I think I could have done that while also putting aside a little bit towards Waithaka at age 45.
Yeah.
Like if Waithaka at age 20 had thought about me now at age 45 and said, you know what, I'm going to give him some cash. I'll enjoy some of it now, but I'll give him some and prepare. I think that would have made a huge difference in my life, because my money when I was young was worth so much more than it is now.
That's true.
Because of the effect of inflation. So if I had simply started putting aside small amounts at that point, I think I would be much further ahead. So starting late, I think, was the first mistake. Starting late to think about the future, like for growth.
Yeah.
That's one of them. You said you want how many?
I like
Or is that
3.
okay?
That's your mistake. So now when you look at it, because
Yes.
you've been in the industry for a lot of years,
Yeah.
what are now other mistakes you're seeing other young men making around money?
Wow. So maybe just to capture that. So I'm talking to a lot of, like when I talk to young guys, like even at the office, I was talking to young guys there, and I'm telling you, in your 20s, start paying it towards your pension. Because, and we did the calculations there, and we're just showing them putting aside 500 bob is similar to me. If we're 20 years apart, is similar to me putting something like 5,000.
Wow.
Their value of their 500 versus the value of my 5,000, that they're equivalent.
Wow.
So because of the power of time.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that we talked about. The other major mistake that I made early on, especially in my business life, was I didn't understand like the difference between the business money and my money.
Big mistake entrepreneurs make.
Yeah, I just had everything was fluid, you know. Everything I had no way of compensating myself. So if I needed cash, I'd just take it out of the business. There was no structure that time. And I wish I knew. Like, that's why I'm so passionate about helping small business owners now, because if you just tweak something small for them, it'll make a huge difference in their life. So for me, that was it. I used to just take money from the business. And then the third major one was in my business at that time, I didn't understand sustainability as far as cash flow. So I would move from project to project. Like I didn't have a year-long goal for my finances. It was project to project. And so money would come in project, hey, life is good.
Yeah.
And then there's a gap between that and the next project and life is hard. So there was that up and down as far as business was concerned. And I used to wonder, how is these other people? I know all businesses go through cycles, but these business owners seem to be stable.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't have that information. I didn't understand how cash flows work in a business. I was a project manager in my own business. Yeah, those are 3 big mistakes.
Why is that cash flow thing important? Because even with me, I go through that.
Yeah.
And I've seen also a lot of my friends go through that. You know,
Yeah.
one day the guys live in lavish.
Yeah.
The other day is come here. You get.
Yeah.
So what's a mistake we're making that's causing that fluctuation instead of just leaving something like this?
Yeah.
Because even within those fluctuations, there's stress, which also affects you. Yeah.
You want me to start a full training? I need to pull out my PowerPoint. I need to pull out now. Anyway, so here's what it is.
Yeah.
Number 1, we don't have long enough horizons and targets in our business.
Okay.
We tend to be very short term. One of the things that business owners do at the beginning of a year is what they call projections. So they project how much do we need to make in this year, not how much are we going to make from the next project, so that you're aiming at a year-long target. if you've ever worked in a corporate, have you ever worked for another business?
Yeah.
You've worked for another, you know, at the beginning of a financial year in businesses, everyone knows we have targets,
Yes.
isn't it? But for many small business owners, the targets are not annual.
It's
in fact,
tomorrow.
Yes. So in fact, if you think about large corporates, they are doing 2030 plans. Like their projections are 2030 and beyond. Some are even 2040.
Yeah.
But us, it's tomorrow. Today, can we do something?
Yeah.
What happens is, why is that cash flow a problem? Is because I'm not pushing myself for a year-long target. I'm pushing myself for tomorrow. So that when, you see, if it's a year-long target, even if you get that big contract and it comes in, that's a big contract that maybe will take care of you for two or 3 months.
Yeah.
It still has not hit
The target.
the annual target.
Yeah.
And so we live large because we think we have enough money. So what we're trying to do right now is to help business owners set more long-term targets. And in those targets, they're able to see where their cash is. So that's number one. We don't have long-term targets.
Yeah.
Number two is most people don't know where their money is in a business. That's it. So I used to think it's my business, therefore it is my money.
Yeah.
In business, those are not the rules. In business, a business owner can only get money 3 ways from their business.
Okay.
Number one, they pay themselves a salary or a wage.
Yeah.
That's one way you can get your money. Number two is you pay yourself a dividend. A dividend is not profit. A dividend is a portion of the net profit at the end of a financial period, like a year.
Yeah.
Okay? And then number three is if you sell shares in your business. Those are the only 3 ways you can get money out of your business.
Yes.
That's yours.
Yeah.
The rest of the money is not yours.
It's theirs. It's the businesses.
Top level is called revenue, the money you make from sales. That is not your money. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
Next level is what we call gross profit.
Yes.
So from the cost of goods, let's say I bought this glass for 200, I sell this glass for 400.
Yeah.
That 200 difference is called gross margin.
Yes.
That is also not your money.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Then after that, now we have what we call operational costs. Other people can call them your overheads, those kind of things. Cost of rent, all these other things that are there that are costs within your business. If you take away all those costs from your gross margin, then you have what we call net profit or net loss, depending on whether you've made money or not in the business. If your business has made net profit, that too is not your money.
Yeah.
So the mistake we make is we think the money in the business is ours. So just hear this. Profit is not your money.
Revenue.
Revenue is not your money.
Yes.
The only ways you get money out of your business, salary, dividend, or you sell shares in your business. That's your money. Okay, there's one more. Accountants can work for you. If you lend money to your business, you can be able to get interest on that, which is now cash. That's okay. It's just like you're lending money to anybody else.
Yes.
That one we can talk about another day.
Yeah.
But that's why people are struggling in their businesses, like I was.
Yes.
Because I thought, it's my business.
It's my money.
It's my money.
Yeah. Well, I know that one has spoken to a couple of people out there.
I hope so. I hope so.
I remember when I listened to you speak at the men's conference, another problem you brought is young men are struggling to budget.
Everyone, but yeah.
Why is budgeting so important?
Can I say why they're struggling first before I say why it's important?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why do we struggle to budget? We struggle to budget because for too long, budgeting was described as handcuffs.
Yes.
You're behind a jail called a budget. Why? Because what do people think about when they budget? Okay, can I ask you? I don't know if I can put you on the spot. When you think about budgeting, what do you usually think about?
Actually, I hate budgeting. I've never budgeted. This is my first year budgeting.
Oh, praise the Lord. Good.
Yeah. It's because I listened to you.
Oh, thank God for that. Good.
No,
Okay.
I let me tell you something.
Yeah.
This year I've done two different things that I've run away from.
Oh, wow.
Budgeting and planning.
Oh, wow.
So I hated planning because as an A student, planning is an admission to yourself that you're a failure. Do you know that?
Wow. Okay.
So that's why I hated planning.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, shoot, you failed to plan.
Yeah.
And I hated that notion of failure.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about failure so many times and me running away from failure. You get?
Yeah.
And I think that's why A students sometimes may suffer because
of,
oh my God, you've succeeded in school and this and this.
Yeah.
That you don't realize you're failing at the biggest exam, which is life.
Yeah.
So this year I decided to budget.
Wow.
And to plan.
So what do you think people normally consider when they think about budgeting? What comes to mind immediately?
I think budgeting is you don't budget because you're scared if you budget. You don't, there's a restraint on your resources.
Yeah. So here's what people think about when they budget. Oh, but my budget, in fact, most people, and please, you can, I'm sure the guys who are going to comment below this video, comment on this. When you think about budgeting, we usually put, what do we put there first? Our rent, food, transport. What else do we put in there? If you're your parent, utilities. If you're a parent, school fees. What else do we put in our budgets? Oh, loan repayments.
Yes.
What are all these? What else do we put in our budgets? Anything like that.
Yeah.
None of those things are fun.
Yeah.
None of those things speak to the things that you want in life.
Yes.
And so budgeting is boring.
Yes.
Budgeting is hard and it's boring.
Yeah.
Because we fail to put a budget should indicate what you want in life. And so we fail to put sherehe in our budget.
Yes.
We fail to do it, but we still go.
Yes. And it takes probably
we still go, but we don't put it down.
Yeah.
And this is the mistake that we make. Guys, put holidays in your budget. Put sherehe in your budget.
Yeah.
You want to, I know if you're a tech fan like me, I like techno, I need like my new phone or I want a new laptop or something like that. Put it in your budget.
Yes.
What it's saying is, I want, like, I know guys are into whatever high-end phone, maybe it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
Every year in September, there'll be a new iPhone.
That's true.
Every year. Unless Apple is not functioning, there'll be a new iPhone. They'll want to sell you another one. So guess what? Just budget. Say, it'll be 200K. How much do I need to put aside every month so that in September, I can buy the thing? You see, you've looked into the future and you said, this is what I want in life. I want to be able to go out with my pals every weekend, say on a Friday, because that's what I work hard Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday, I'm going to go. So put it in your budget. Say, how much are you going to spend on a Friday?
Yeah.
Make the plan for the things that you love.
Yeah.
Next year, no, it's not even next year. We're already in 26. In 26, CWRC is coming back.
Yeah.
So it'll be Naivasha.
Yeah.
If you had planned from last year, you can go to Naivasha and have a blast. The thing is, we don't put our lives down in the budget. That's why we struggle. Because the thought process is a budget is handcuffs. No. A budget gives you control of your money and where your cash is going. It gives you control of the direction you want your life to go. A budget returns control into your hands if you make it right. And if you don't have a budget, guess what? Everyone has a plan for your money, including me. So if you don't plan, we will plan for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was you or one of the other speakers in the finance panel who said, if you don't control your money will control you.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You have to take control. And taking control means that you make the decision. And sometimes we feel bad about some of the decisions we make. And you know what? If you feel bad about that decision, then probably it's not a good decision. Try and see what you can make a better decision around your finances. You know, that could be an indicator of an issue. But there is no way to wealth without control. But I love helping people take back control of their lives. Because I think everybody says, oh, serikali nisaidie. You know, my boss is the problem.
Yes.
My pastor is the problem. If you're young enough, my parents are the problem.
Yeah.
The country is the problem. You blame everyone except taking responsibility. And I think there's a real power in saying, you know what? I have some agency in life. I can have an effect. I can't change everything.
Yeah.
Right? I was listening to an amazing podcast this past week and it really challenged me. It's a Diary of a CEO. I forget the name of the guest. Oh no, I'm sure people will find it. If you I know what he said. He's also a podcaster as well. But he said,
Stephen Bartlett.
Bartlett is the guy who is the Diary of a CEO. The guest, I forget his name. He's also a gentleman. But he said this, and I thought that's so powerful. You can have anything you want in life, but you can't have everything.
Yeah.
That I thought was just amazing. So if one of my goals is I want to have 1 million shillings in my account end of this year, I can have it.
Yes.
Okay? But I can't then go and spend all the money that I have frivolously without a plan. The fact that I have a goal of 1 million shillings in my account by the end of this year means I have to give something else up. So something else has to go away. If my goal is weight loss or muscle gain, then I can't be sitting around watching Netflix the whole weekend. I have to go to the gym. For us guys who are older, I have to now diet matters. I remember in my 20s, I could eat anything and nothing would change in my life. You guy, now in your 40s, you smell a chocolate cake and there's a tire that has already joined you over here, just smelling the cake. So for us, like as older men, my middle age, I think I'm middle age, maybe not older, middle age. For us, saying I want a healthier life means I have to eat differently. You can have anything you want,
But not everything.
but you can't have everything you want. That's what it is. So I hope that's helpful to guys. I'll remember the guy's name. In fact, I'll check just now.
No. I think it actually makes a lot of sense, because even that's what I think I've been seeing a lot is like, what do you really want? And even when I was doing the planning and the goal setting and whatever, something has to give compromise to what you want. And the reason I actually enjoyed doing the planning this year because one of my friends, and I'll just give him a shout out, he's called Brian Nyambego. He does a vision planner. And since he's 18, he's been achieving at least 80% of his goals. He's only 22, and I look at that guy and I'm amazed. But what he had in one of
that's amazing.
What he had in one of those pages was something he called life value audit. So he asks in 10 categories. So your health, your what. He tells you to judge them out of 10 first. So of course you judge them nicely. Then the next page he asks you, so why aren't you on a 10 of any of this? Write your reasons. Then you see, you can actually easily be on a 9, 10 in all of this. It's just actions that you're doing.
That's right.
That are compromising you.
Most of the time, it is you. Now, there are external factors. Let's not also gloss over that. I think because we're talking about money and wealth in this discussion, especially on this continent, you cannot gloss over the fact that there are outside factors.
100%.
On this continent, we have poverty at levels you can't imagine. There are people who literally it's about when can I eat next? It's not even about shelter. Like shelter is a secondary, it's where can I get food? And we still have people living on the streets. And we don't have infrastructure to support them. So I'm very careful when I'm talking like this because in this world, look, if you have something, make sure you're helping someone else. I think that's really important. If you have, make sure you're involved in lifting someone else up because not everyone can lift themselves up. So that's a key thing. However, for most of the people we are talking to, if you can afford a phone, or you can afford some kind of tech that allows you to
watch this,
or listen to this podcast, your problems are not your next meal.
Yes.
You have other issues that are in life. And so you have a lot more agency. You have a lot more power to affect the things that are going on in your life. And so take responsibility, just the way we are talking about it for those things. What can you change to make your life better? And I love that framework that you've just given. It's really, really powerful.
It was a crazy audit. Especially when you're giving yourself 5s on some things and you know that you shouldn't have 5.
What's the,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You look at yourself and you're like, Tupac, it's just poor life choices that you're 5 here.
That's it.
Because genuinely, I think in all of those things, when I look at it, 8 and above should be ideal.
That's it.
It's not even extra work.
Yeah.
That's ideal. But you had 5s and things like that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I found the name is Chris Williamson.
Chris Williamson,
You
he
know
has
him.
a very
So you
powerful
know it,
podcast.
Yeah. So anyway, he was talking about it at the beginning of this year. I highly recommend you listen to that one as well. But he also talked about in the thing of you can have anything you want, but you can't have everything. So he was just saying, so for this year, don't try and do 100 things. Pick like 2 or 3. Focus. Now, what do you have to put aside? What do you have to pick up for those 2 or 3 things? It's exactly the same thing. And that's the power now of planning. So even with your finances, what you're trying to say is, I will do this and I will not do this in order to get this result. I will save some money so that in a couple of months, if anything were to happen, I have cash available for any emergency. Okay. I will invest some money so that in a couple of years, I will get to a certain level that I want to be at. But I do recognize that it's going to take time. And that money that I'm investing, it means I can't do some of the other things that I'm used to doing. It's that give and take. Yeah.
Being recognized as one of the best financial planners, financial advisors. What are you telling us about budgeting? So if someone listening to this is earning maybe 100K, what should that 100K look like? I know we hear so many stories of that, but we can never stop hearing about them. What should that 100K look like?
So first of all, you've started in the wrong place. You don't start with what you have. No.
You see, that's where we're learning.
Yes. Don't start with what you have. So the first step to the budgeting process is to know where your money goes.
Okay.
That's it.
So an expense tracker.
That's it.
Yes.
And you've given it a very technical term. I just like to tell people, do you know where your money goes?
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. No, I like it. I like it that you're tracking your expenses. You're tracking where your money goes. I was counseling a couple yesterday, and it was so funny. These guys are both kind of business owners. They are, let me say, they're self-employed. The funny thing is, they didn't even know how much money they make. Like they had never sat down
To sit.
and actually worked out how much they make. And so I was sitting with them and saying, okay, so you do online sales. Okay, you have a website and you do some other kind of distribution work. Great. So how much do you make? If every month is different. Okay, so let's work it out. So we sat with the online sales person and we did it out. And as she was seeing the number, she was like, what? What? What?
Yeah.
She had never seen, she's making hundreds of thousands. She had
A rough idea.
a rough idea, but she was like, what? Same thing on the other side.
Yeah.
Then now, because a couple, we sat down with them and we started now asking, where does your money go?
Cool.
Now, these guys have never done it together as a couple. So the numbers of, what? One partner does not know because the other one pays the rent, didn't know how much rent was.
Wow.
Yeah, see, they pay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
This other partner did not know how much shopping for the house is. This other one had never seen how much electricity was.
Yeah.
So the whole time, I told them, you cannot make a plan or a budget if you don't know where you currently spend your money. So we sat down with them and we went through rent, expenses, children. We went through, general shopping, personal shopping. We went through debt. That was another thing that was a shocker because people don't know, like in couples, they don't know what the other person has taken as a loan.
Yes.
And how much they're repaying.
Yes.
So this was there. Debt is part of it and all those things. Once you've written everything where your money goes, first of all, it shows you your priorities and you begin to make some choices around that.
I know when I usually see that quote is if you want to see what a man prioritizes, look at where he spends his money. I know there's some people who see that and say, wow.
Yeah. Can I give a quick story about that? So we had a guy in the class one time, senior executive.
Yeah.
We gave the same assignment, go and track your expenses. The guy came back the next week, he said, Waithaka, what is this? I am spending over 80,000 shillings a month on alcohol and I am not an alcoholic.
Wow.
What had happened is that he had become the guy of Raos for everybody.
Yeah.
So because he's brilliant, he's a sharp guy, he's an engineer.
Yeah.
So his career escalated much faster than his peer group.
Yeah.
So what happened was he's making a lot more. Now he has a club membership. So when guys comes, they're coming under his membership. Who is the one paying for drinks? Him. He was like, 80K a month on alcohol and I am not an alcoholic.
It's ridiculous.
He had never seen it. Then we asked him, how much do you save and invest every month? Less than 50K.
Wow.
Do you see the issue of priorities? And he thought he was, hey, I'm investing. And he was.
Yeah.
I'm investing. I'm saving.
Yeah.
But when he looked at alcohol versus saving and investment.
So it shows priority, yeah.
Yes. At that point, he was like, I never knew. Now, it's not that he's now not going to be a generous person and help others, but what it was is he's going to take control now and ensure that he's investing while being generous and helping other people. Yeah. So start off with knowing where your money goes. That's a key. Yeah.
We're still going to now, once you know where your money goes, the percentages of that 100K.
Yeah.
But even before we get to that, there's something that you said, and I don't know whether it's something that keeps Africans broke or to some extent restrains their resources. This black tax. Because it's exactly what you said, social.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
Because if you go to the Western countries, you can find one brother is living very comfortably and the other brother is begging.
Yeah.
But in Africa, we try and some sort of balance.
Well, it's unlikely, but it happens.
Yeah.
I believe the history of the word black tax, the term black tax, sorry, I don't like it, is from the States actually. And it was a measurement of African-American students and Caucasian American students coming out of university. And what they found that at university levels, they live together at the same level of education. So they get similar jobs. So you can be highly educated, get an excellent job, but then they tracked them over a couple of years and they found that over a couple of years, there was a major gap. And they found that the white Caucasian Americans were doing much better than their black African, I guess, what do you call them? Peers, yes. Yeah. Why? Because this guy who left university, one of the major investments that he was going to have to make was probably like a house, right? But for the white guy, he has generational wealth.
Yeah.
So his grandparents give him a house or his parents give him a house. Yeah. So one of the biggest investments he has to make, he's already gotten. Yeah. So he's leaps ahead.
Yeah,
this African-American guy is probably one of the few in his community or in his family who have made it out of college and in a good job and everything.
Yeah.
So he has a huge community around him.
Depending on him.
Yeah. And so a lot of the cash goes to supporting that community. Now, why I don't like the term black tax is because one of our strengths as Africans is our community.
Okay.
And I never want us as Africans to lose that sense of community. Please help your relatives, help your parents, help your brothers and sisters. Yeah. That's one of our strengths. Yeah. And when we come together like that, there's great power. But again, you can't help everyone. And you can't help in every situation. So what I advocate and I tell people, budget for giving. Like make a plan for how much you're going to give. Otherwise, the burden is too big. I make it as a joke, but it is true. There's only one savior of the world that I know, and his name is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's not Waithaka Gatumia.
Yeah.
So I will not solve the problems of the world.
Yes.
My role is to help, but I can't help everyone.
Okay.
So I don't like that black tax. I say family support. I like that better. Yeah.
It's a good part.
Yeah.
Because I guess also we're being a lot pushed towards that self. So it's self-made, self this, self that. When really as Africans, we were created for community.
There's no one who is self-made. Even those who are technology giants and everything, they are building on a technology that someone else
Has
did.
created.
Without the wheel, you wouldn't have logistics in this world.
That's true.
Without flight, you would not have, you know what I mean? The potential for businesses that are there. So anyone who says they're self-made,
Not really.
it's not real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now back to the budgeting.
Yes.
If someone's now they know that this is how my money or where my money is going.
Yeah.
Now they say, okay, now I know.
Yes.
And I'm not happy with
Yeah.
how my money is
Or
going.
they might be happy. You
Or you
never
might
know.
be happy. True. What's the budgeting look?
What's next?
Yeah.
Make decisions. Yeah. So now you set the priority based on what you have. Start setting the priorities based on what you have and allocate. I'll steal from Washek and Wati because she was on your podcast before, and I said she's one of my mentors.
Yeah.
She says, give your money a job description. Okay. So actually assign, this money is for X. This is for X based on your current income. However, part of the budgeting process will be to look and say, oops, I'm not making enough for the life that I want.
Yes.
So part of the budgeting process will also be to say, okay, how do I make more? How do I actually earn more so that I can start living the way that I want to? Because many times people, if you start off with, I make 100K, where should this money go? Then it's not challenging you to think, how do you make 150 or a million, whatever it is that you want to make.
Yeah.
So in the budgeting process, it is also where your money goes and deciding and making that choice, but also challenging yourself to say, what can I do to earn more to live the way that I want to?
Yeah.
If you're employed, how do you get a promotion? That's a real problem for many people because they're employed and they're saying, my boss should pay me more. Who said? Have you? No, seriously.
No, but it's
have you added any more value
than you expected to?
That the boss should pay you more? No. You are a part of the cash flow management of that business. Paying you more unless you're bringing more value doesn't work.
That's true.
So if you're employed, how do you become more valuable so that you earn more? Whether it's a promotion, whether it is an increase in your salary, or whether you're poached by someone else. Because often when people come and find you, you're such an excellent worker that they steal you from the organization to go somewhere else. They will pay you more. So are you of more value? Where I started this career on financial management, it was asking the question, I have time in the evening. After I do my other work, what can I do with my time in the evenings? What can I use my skills for? Can I tell us a short story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I always tell this story because it was really amazing. There's a watchman who used to work at the apartment block we used to live at.
Yeah.
And so this guy used to, just like other watchmen, he would come, he closes the gates after the last person comes, he goes to his kakona and sleeps.
Yeah.
Then one day, I think one of the tenants there just said, could you wash my car for me? And I'll pay you. So he locked the gates like he normally does. See, the cars are all there. So he washed the car. Then he said, And he was paid like 300 bob or 200 bob. I can't remember how much it was.
Yeah.
And he said, look at all the other cars that are here.
Yeah.
A guy started washing cars.
Daily.
He was making more money from washing the cars than his salary as a watchman. And for us, we're good because now he's not sleeping. If he's washing your car, he's awake. In case anything were to happen, the guy is awake.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to, I know there may come conflict of interest in different places. Like, I'm sure if you're part of one of the big security companies, you don't want to hear it. You're a watchman and you're also washing things. There might be issues there. But you know what? That guy used what he had.
Yes.
So what are you using in your own life to make yourself more valuable?
Yeah.
Or how can you make yourself more valuable? That's often why people go back to school, get degrees and things like that. So you see, if I come up and I've got a diploma, and then I go and get a degree, I go get a master's, I get a PhD, I become more valuable most of the time as far as my money is concerned. So those are two factors. Where does the money go? And then also where does the money come from? Yeah.
No, but actually, I like that because it even says a lot of these opportunities are right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you're choosing to have your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Yes. And the moment you just you'll see.
Yeah.
And usually one of the things that I've written repeatedly as a reflection this year in my journal, because I journal a lot, is opportunities are like the ocean, Tupac. So you need to choose. Are you the guy who goes with the spoon? Are you the guy who goes with the wheelbarrow? Are you the guy who goes with the truck? Or are you smart enough that you'll spend 3-4 years building a pipeline that you no longer have to go to the sea? Because that's what some people do.
Wow.
We say, look at this idiot. Hata hajakunywa maji yake. But by the time he's done building that thing, you even sometimes now you have to go to that pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about wealth. I like what the analogy that you've built there. That's a brilliant metaphor. It is people who have wealth, it's like they have a pipeline that is constantly producing. So that often you find somebody who's wealthy will become more wealthy. That's something that, and it frustrates people. Why? Because they've built the pipeline for wealth. They found something that worked. They doubled down. They worked hard at it. They built it up so that it was sufficient. Now they know the process.
Yeah.
Now, not only do they process, but they have capital, which allows them to build another, and another.
Yeah. And because then they're building another and it's pushing your water source further, you're coming to get from them now.
Man. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Every generation, there's an opportunity that will come up.
That's true.
And so it is for us to say, what is my opportunity, and take it. The other thing is, I know you had asked about percentages. We'll come to that just now. But I want us to understand this. Don't compare. That's one of the issues that we face and that makes people despair, almost give up.
Yeah.
Stop comparing yourself to others because you don't know. First of all, you don't know the sacrifices they've had to make. You don't know what they have had to learn. You don't know what they've had to build. You don't know you don't know what their life is.
Yes.
So when you compare yourself to them, you don't know.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
It's an unrealistic comparison.
Yeah.
They could have come from money. And you're busy looking at them and you're saying, wow, this guy has done well. All the money came from his relatives.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to do what you're talking about. So stop comparison. The person you need to compare yourself with is who you were yesterday. Yeah. I want you to constantly be looking in the mirror and saying, how can I be better today than I was tomorrow? Yeah. If you do that, you're on the trajectory for growth. Yeah. If I compare myself to you, I have no idea your networks. I don't know your skill set. I don't know. And so it's a wrong way to go.
They actually say comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah. You'll be depressed. Yeah. And you know what? Thank God that guy is driving the nice car. Because guess what? If he wasn't driving, you wouldn't know what nice cars look like. Now I know what they are. Thank God that car is nice.
Yes.
I could aim for that. You know, there's that driving
power,
passion of looking at what other people's success is, but not envying and not comparing. Yeah. Saying, wow, that's what people have. Even me, I want.
Yeah.
And work towards it.
Okay. Back to the,
Oh, yes.
The percentages.
So, percentages are not a good way for planning.
Okay, well.
Because percentages do not speak towards goals.
Yeah.
So I like to think about it like this. If I'm earning 15K a month, 15,000 shillings, there is no percentage of that 15,000 shillings that I can save or invest that will ever get me to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
There is none. there's no mathematical process through which I can consistently invest the little left over after my expenses of 15K that will magically make me into a millionaire.
Yeah.
And so percentages don't speak towards your goal. So what you want to say is, my goal is to be a millionaire, for example, if that's what somebody's thinking. That's my goal. What do I need to do to get there? So part of that is what we talked about. I have to increase my income. So if I'm earning 15K, I can't continue to earn 15K and think I'm going to save 500 bob every day and become, no, that's not how it works. So I have to increase my income. Then I have to also now start thinking, with what I have, how do I be prudent? Because the practice is what matters the most. That practice of setting aside some for saving, setting aside some for investment. Okay? So at Centonomy, where I used to work, this is vital, and I think everyone should hear. We were advocating for goal-based saving and investing. So not percentages. Set a goal. Because the goal will pull you up rather than confine you to your current space. So if my goal is, put that goal down, whatever it is, it'll force me to do more than what I am and cause me to find the strategies to get there. So we talk about goal-based saving and investing.
And that again goes back to what you initially said, is making the process enjoyable. Yeah.
And then if you have a big goal, set smaller goals along the way.
Yeah.
So because sometimes if it's a big goal, it'll take you years to get there.
That's true.
So I like to use the gym because I'm trying, man. It's hard. But
I know that was my goal for this year and I haven't even gone one
You
day.
have not gone one time. I need to introduce you to my trainer because the guy is like, he's an amazing trainer. My cousin.
Yeah.
He's called Misao Chege.
Yeah.
And he's, what he talks about, and he was helping us, is to understand, you don't just get a big muscle. The muscle has to be challenged. It repairs itself. As in, this is microscopic growth.
Yes.
Until you challenge it again, it repairs itself. When you do that enough times, then the muscle grows.
Yeah.
So think about life as those small wins.
Yeah.
I know we don't play that game here in Kenya or in Africa, but I'm sure most of us have heard of American football. Like, you know, where they throw the ball and they get a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I can't remember who I was listening to, but they are saying that the success in American football is not the touchdown. Success is the first down, which is if you can just pass your last marker.
Yes.
So successful coaches don't go for touchdowns. What do they go? The first down, which is I just get to the next marker.
Yeah.
If I can get to that next marker, then fine. In rugby, we talk about the breakdown. So all you're trying to do is make sure that you're not caught behind the offside line. So you always want to get to the point of advantage, to the next breakdown. So you're just moving step by step, and then you'll score the try.
Yeah.
I was watching, so I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I watch, when I watch professional football, it's the same thing. Like it's not about aiming to the goal. Everyone is pushing forward.
Slowly.
We're moving slowly until we get to the goal. I think that's the key.
I think another thing that this whole experience of planning and budgeting, and that has taught me is metrics.
Yeah.
If you don't have something you're measuring yourself against, you'll think everything is good.
Yeah.
And for a long time in my life, I've been thinking everything is good.
Yeah.
It's now when I start to actually do an audit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Hapa kuna shida.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I give you a metric for your finances, for example?
Yeah.
Set a goal so that you have sufficient savings. If anything were to happen, you can survive for like 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a good savings goal, not an investment goal. Savings. Because savings is putting aside money that you can access. That's saving. Secure, safe. You don't put savings like in risky investments. And I don't like to use that term, risky, because everything has an element of risk. A higher risk investment. So for savings, you want low risk. Okay? Because low risk, you can find that money. So set a goal of 6 months. So what does that mean? If your life today costs 100K, then how much would you need to survive for 6 months?
600.
Is 600. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So now you say, okay, I can't save 600 in a year because I earn 100K. I would have to not eat or do anything for half that year. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you spread that, like, let's say, over a 3 to 5 year period and say, every year I will save more and more to get towards the goal of that 600K.
Yeah.
So that gives you a number that you're aiming for, so that if anything happens, you have that.
Yeah.
For investments, it's different. Now, investments about is what you want.
Yeah.
What kind of life do you want?
Yeah.
And so people need to sit down and say, I want this kind of life. And so if I'm going to get that kind of life, I need to invest a certain way. Most people don't have like a goal. They say, I want to be rich. So my next question to that person says, I want to be rich. How rich?
Yeah.
What is rich? Yeah. Name rich.
Yeah.
So for somebody, rich is when I see 10 million shillings, I'm rich.
Yeah.
Very good. Then there's someone else who makes 10 million shillings easily in a year. And then they're saying, for me, is to own a business where we're doing revenues of $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's in Kenya shillings. Then there are guys who are looking at the world.
Yeah.
And they're saying that's pocket change for some of the wealthiest people in the world.
Yeah.
What if now we own global businesses that are $1 billion now, not billion shilling? So for each of us, it's to say, what do you want? And don't be vague. Like people like to say, I like to live in a nice house.
Yeah.
That means nothing. How big is that house? Where is the house? On how much land? And when do you want to move in?
Yeah.
That's a goal now. I want a 3-bedroom on half an acre on Kiambu Road.
Yeah.
That's a goal.
Yeah.
Because I know that's going to be what? 30 million shillings.
Yeah.
Done.
So you have a number to it, a metric to it.
And a timeline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what a conversation it's been. But as we come closer to wrapping it up, as men, we tie our identity to our wallet.
Yeah.
Mwanaume ni pesa yake. What's the danger in that?
Ni kila kitu. I don't know what we are everything.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But a lot of us.
Yeah.
Or a lot of us also tied to the positions, to a lot of external factors that we have,
Yeah.
So how do we shift from that?
Man, you're asking deep questions today.
Yeah. That's the problem of that seat. I'm happy I asked the questions.
Oh, man. You're asking deep questions. How do we move away from our identity being our net worth?
Yeah.
Or our job or things like that? Because I don't want, in my response, I don't want to push away ambition.
Yeah. Well.
I think ambition is vital. I think it's a driving thing. When I talk about ambition, it's exactly what we've been saying, that I want more. There's a sense in which I want more. Yes. And I think that's a powerful thing that men have.
Wow.
Like men are the ones who jump on a boat and cross an ocean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the ones who take the risk and they'll go and fight a lion or do something. Like there's that sense of ambition.
Yeah.
That I don't want men to lose.
Yeah.
I want you to. There has to be something driving you.
Yeah.
But in response to your question, it cannot be your identity.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the different thing. That it's drawing you out of your comfort.
Yes.
But it doesn't define you.
Wow.
And I don't know how to say that without invoking my faith.
Yeah.
I believe that my faith in God gives me my identity. That I am because of what God has done for me.
Yeah.
He created me and he has given me everything that I have, and all my potential comes from him.
Yeah.
My worth comes from him. The Bible says in Genesis that we were created in the image of God. That gives me my self-worth.
Yeah.
That I am an image bearer of God. I come from him.
Yes.
And therefore, as a person, I have value in me.
Yeah.
Okay. So my identity, my sense of purpose and my sense of who I am is not based on what I am doing. But what I do gives glory to God because of what he has placed in me.
Yeah.
That I've taken the gifts that he has given me, and in exercising those gifts, it shines a light on the person who gave those gifts to me.
Yeah.
So my identity cannot be in who I am or what I do, but on the one who made me and who called me to that purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to answer that question without
No.
invoking my faith.
No, I think, and even you remember off camera we were talking about why faith is so important.
Yeah.
There has to be something greater than a man himself that he believes in.
Yeah. So the very first thing that people need to understand, and young men hear me, older men hear me, middle-aged men like me hear me, is that you are valuable, not because of what you do or what you have to offer, but because of the image that you carry. You are an image bearer of God, and he has called you to adventure. He's calling you out to go and conquer the world.
Yeah.
But not that you're conquering the world defines you.
Yeah.
You are called, you are loved, you are. So that was Genesis. Genesis says that you are the image bearer of God. The New Testament says that for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life.
Yeah.
So again, it's not about what you do.
Yeah.
It's about what he has done for you. Yeah. So hold that as your sense of identity. Now, out of that, express the gifts and opportunities and talents and things that God has given you to bring glory to him. Because that's what it's about. If you are what you do, what happens to you when things change? Then you lose identity. And that's why I'd say that's, for me, is where it comes from.
I agree with you, and I say that's why a lot of men, unfortunately, go to the extent of, committing suicide and things like that.
Yeah.
Because your identity is so focused on what you have or factors you can't really control that are outside your control. And once they disappear, they go. For me, in Stephen's book, he has two powerful quotes about this, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Number one is, your valuables do not dictate your value. And I was like, wow, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
And your net worth does not dictate your self-worth.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
But I feel that those are incomplete.
Yeah.
Then what does?
Yes.
Like my question after that is then what does?
Yes.
And that's why for me, understanding where I come from, understanding whose image I bear, now gives me that stability. Yeah. That when things have changed in life, that's solid ground. Yeah. Because other things tend to be very shaky.
No. Thank you. Thank you so much for this amazing conversation that we've had. As we wrap it up, I don't know if you have any final words for the camera, for the people watching and listening at home.
Yes. Can I talk to men? Let me just say men. I don't want to talk to young men. I want to talk to men.
Yeah.
We are built for adventure. So go out and try. Go out and make that effort. Do something different. And in trying, and I don't mean be frivolous, I don't mean just random risk taking. I'm just saying the best thing that you can be able to do is take calculated risk. Weigh the cost and say, you know what, if I do this business, if I go for this interview, if I talk to this beautiful young lady, the potential upside is so much better than where I am right now that it's worth taking that risk and go. That's what we are. We are built for adventure. We are built for, and I get that from one of my favorite writers who I highly recommend. Is a guy called John Eldridge. And he's written some amazing books. One of my favorite books, a book called Wild at Heart. And he's talking to men about that factor that we are called out into the wilderness to go and find our way. So that when you feel that sense of you're itching to move, that's what men are built for. Go and do it.
No. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, we were laughing the other day and we were telling people, you know, at the conference, for some of the men, their highlight was the football game.
Wow.
And it was like, men are so simple at that.
You see, because it's clear. You see, soccer is easy to understand.
Yeah.
If you score more than the other team, you have won.
Yeah.
And you get that sense of achievement.
Yeah.
So I think for us, we need to be clear about what we set as goals, because every goal gives us that sense of achievement that we have. I registered the business, so I have a name now.
Yeah.
I got my first client, so I have that. I got my first revenue. I got my first job.
Yeah.
Keep going for those interviews, even if you've not gotten the job. You know what I mean? Go even for some jobs that you didn't even think you're qualified for. Just apply. You never know.
Yeah.
Right? Take that risk if you can see that the potential upside far outweighs the position that you are, without taking unnecessary, throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah.
Calculate it and go. Yeah. And this life is for living.
It's true. Life is for the living. Yeah. But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for, gracing our invite, continuous being a speaker at our first event. We really, really appreciate you.
My pleasure.
And, we pray that you continue to help more people in this financial struggle of theirs. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
For those of you tuning in from home, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Just to Kick It is a Blessing podcast. Remember that no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, just to kick it is truly a blessing. Goodbye and see you next week. If a demon come for the boomer, singing, no weapon forming against me shall prosper.